Google is getting rid of Google Hangouts and it's stupid. Oh, hey guys. So this is so we have a special called Rainbow Road Trip, which you equally could have called it My Little Pony Dude, Where's My Color? So apparently this was not a scrap because they went through with it. This was originally conceived as a sequel to the movie, which they thought underperformed. Which can I call bullcrap? It had like a $6 million budget. It made like 68 mil back, but whatever. Anyway, this is a story about 5 colorful characters going to a colorless town. And, you know, a lot of folks, me included, were stoked at the idea of essentially a long TV special. And I put on the episode, I sat down, I watched this thing, and this special was so just incredibly there.
Pretty damn much.
It wasn't. And I hate doing this because I know some, not us specifically, but people hate it when people say this. But like, it wasn't bad. It was literally a picture perfect example of it wasn't bad. It wasn't good. Because this was so, for me, maybe I'll change my mind as we're reviewing it. It's been known to happen, but maybe as we review it, I will change my mind a bit on some things. But this was so thumbs in the middle. And granted, okay, I'm understanding. If this was originally the sequel to the movie, then okay, you have to figure, right? They probably, this is an hour. They probably wanted to be originally an hour and a half. So they trimmed out 30 minutes of crap. And that's a lot of stuff and a lot of time for stuff in animation work, as anyone would know. But still, the movie was a grand adventure. You went to places. I argued that the movie was a little too fast-paced at times, which apparently Hasbro was like, okay, got you, fam. We're going to stay in one location for 56 minutes, and we're going to be just dialogue heavy, no action, no antagonist. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, cool. A little bit of a little bit of Metal Gear Solid booking, a little bit of, the first 8 hours of a Final Fantasy game. But it was a case like with Applejack's Key episode. And I always use that episode as an example for this because it's the only one I could think of off the top, where there was a lot of dialogue, and I like dialogue, but the dialogue, a lot of it was boring. It was a real waste of the animation setup that they used, like the one from the movie, because the animation looked great. Obviously the lip syncing's good and the movements and everything. But this episode was just this special. It didn't go anywhere. Didn't really do anything.
One thing I'm going to mention before anything else is I noticed there was a slight downgrade in the animation.
Because it wasn't as good. It wasn't as good as the movie.
It wasn't as smooth. And it kind of reminded me of when Disney was on that train of doing like specific like movies like Little Mermaid 2 or Cinderella 2 or
oh god,
Aladdin
yeah.
2. That kind of stuff. And it kind of like that, where it's not up to the movie par, but it's still pretty good.
Yeah, it's not. The animation is nowhere near as detailed, as crisp, or as firm as the original movie. You know what? There's only one movie in all of those direct-to-DVD sequels that actually was pretty close, if not spot on, to the original movie, and that was The Lion King 2. Granted, that was a short-ish movie, but yeah, no, that's like the only one. If you compare the 2 Aladdin sequels to Aladdin, oof. If you compare frickin' Jungle Book 2, which came out in like 2005, to the original one, which came out in 1963, 4, oof. And you compare
and that one was even in theaters.
I know. So anyway, like I said, I'm understanding, and maybe in a couple days someone will talk about it. But on the show or whatever that worked on the show, all the stuff they wanted but had to cut, and I'm like, I get it. But at the same exact time, I can't imagine what they could have done to make this more exciting. Let's just get through it. I took notes, and by taking notes, I mean I loaded up TV tropes because come on. So
I basically all I have is a document with the names of the characters.
One was Petunia, one was Kerfluffle, and the Kerfuffle, and the manager was named Sunny Disposition or something.
Sunny Skies. He was the mayor.
Okay.
But I gotta say, my favorite of these guys was Torque Wrench.
Really quick, Toon Boom is what they used to animate this movie, not Flash.
Yeah, correct.
Okay, yeah. Also of note, because people are talking about it because it deserves mentioning, I guess, Kerfuffle has a prosthetic leg.
Yeah, I noticed that. That she has like a prosthetic back leg.
So before we even get into this, I just need to think of something. We have, and this show has covered, all the positive stuff, friendship, family, love, all that. The show has also included a cast of a couple of, lesbians. We have a cripple. This show has dealt with loneliness, existentialism, sickness, health, war, politics. What I don't think they could literally do anything else. Unless if in the finale, Grogar goes full Dragon Ball and blows up a planet.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only other thing they haven't done. They tackle mystical creatures. They've been in sea, air, sky. Oh, wait, that's air. So I think with Kerfuffle, they have and now marriage because of a couple things. They have covered every single base that they could cover. So good job, Friendship is Magic. You breaking status quos of the animation and entertainment industry with every season.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the episode starts off with, by the way, did you catch a glimpse of any of these people? According to tropes, Starlight Glimmer, Trixie, Derpy, Lyra, Bonbon, Crusaders, Granny Smith, Macintosh, the Cake Family, a Spa Pony, and Party Favor were in the Ponyville market at the start. Now, maybe I was being blind, but did you see any of them?
I saw Starlight, Trixie, Granny Smith, Big Mac, and that was about it.
Yeah, I didn't see any of that. Okay, so the main six is getting ready to go. One plus I must say about this movie. Fluttershy in the first movie, I swear to God, she had like 5 lines. Mm-hmm. This movie, she had like 25. So, hey, improvement. Anyway, so they're getting ready for a trip on their great big rocket ship, something little lion signs. And they're like, and Rainbow Dash is like, bros, I'm so hyped. They invited me to this place called Hope Hollow, which, as I say it out loud, I just figured out the double meaning behind the name because it's called Hope Hollow, but for a while they were Hollow of Hope.
And here's the other thing. Do you remember that the town that Starlight and Sunburst came from was called Sire's Hollow?
No. No. You thinking they were neighbors with Sunny and what was her name? Periwinkle? Petunia.
Petunia Petals. I don't know. I'm just acknowledging that there's 2 places now that have Hollow in the name.
What geography of this world have we not been to yet? I think the only freaking place we haven't been to yet is we went to Saddle Arabia. Yeah, we've been everywhere. We've been everywhere. Okay,
and we went to Saddle Arabia for 2 episodes and not even realized it.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. Okay, so they get in the balloon because Rainbow Dash is like, dude, they're giving me an award for this thing called the Rainbow Festival. And everyone's like, I ain't never heard of that. And Twilight's like, I've never heard of that. And
Applejack's just like, that sounds mighty suspicious.
And Spike's like, oh, okay, I guess I don't get to be in this movie too. LOL. Frickin' bye, guys. So they're
fucking grade papers or whatever.
So they're ascending into the heavens. and they're flying along.
You're making me think of Neverending Story. Stop.
No, dude, no song, almost no song in this show is as dope as that Neverending Story theme song. So they're flying along and they're talking about the stuff that's supposed to be there. Rarity's like something fashion. Pinkie Pie's like karaoke. Applejack is like there's going to be sweet food. And I think there was a library that Twilight was stoked for. I don't know.
Well, Fluttershy was also excited for the butterfly garden.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, which that really didn't play a part in anything. I mean,
You
everything else,
2 little bits, and it was done.
well, everything else kind of came back full circle near the end, but not the butterflies. Hashtag all winged creatures matter. Get woke, Hasbro, or go broke. So, actually, see, what's this? Yeah, it's get woke, go broke. Anyway, so they arrive. No, they're heading to Hope Hallow, and they're in the sky, and the weather is like, I'm about to end this balloon's whole career.
And it's like, oh, there's a rainbow. Okay, it's transparent. We'll go right through it. No, it's a fucking wooded rainbow in between these 2 mayor statues.
They're huge.
And so, okay, funny thing. There's a group that I am a part of, and Eddie, I think I brought you into that group too.
The meme one?
My Little Pony friend ship posting is magic.
Oh god, that group's so cancer. It's great.
And literally, someone brought up the fact of those 2 statues, and instead of asking the logistics of the fact that they're alicorns or something like that, no, it's like, you think they put any like 8-foot tall, like detailed coochies on these things?
I mean, it's not exactly Michelangelo, crafting penises, but I mean, hey, anything's possible. So, yeah, the weather is like about to end this man's whole career. A bolt of lightning, after they crash into the sign and it breaks, a bolt of lightning, if I'm not mistaken, strikes the balloon. And I guess this was supposed to be a commercial break. The special was somehow able to be up on YouTube for the last 3 days. They're falling, fade to black, and they're falling for a good 2 seconds before Twilight's like, hey, winged bros, grab the non-winged bros. And they're like, and the other 2 winged bros, one of them who's empathetic and the other one who's, a high-ranking military officer, technically, are like, oh yeah, we are winged creature bros. So they hit the ground. They hit the ground running.
And nothing stays the same. No change. And you hit the ground running. Sorry.
Well, I was thinking more if they hit the ground running, and it didn't make sense not to live for fun. Smash Mouth is a real band. Don't at me with Van Halen. I'm kidding. Van Halen's I think I told you, right? My parents met at a Van Halen concert.
Oh, that's fucking... Honestly, if they heard Hot for Teacher on that concert, I'm like, that would be so perfect.
I'm not sure, because it was with Sammy Hagar, and I think the only Roth songs they really I gotta ask my dad, but the only Roth songs they really busted out was like, it was like Jumpin'. It was only a few. I think Panama, maybe. Anyway, so they're walking into town, and at this point, I was completely misled on what tone I thought this episode was going to have. The special. Why do I keep calling it an episode? On the tone that this special was supposed to have, because they are walking into a town. It's completely gray. It doesn't look beaten up or worn down, but it looks abandoned. Not gothic or nothing, but it's gray to black and white. So they head into a hotel.
Oh shit!
And it's run
the picture to grayscale.
So they meet Petunia, who is the town who at at a point, seemed to be the town's everything. At least with the hotel. She was everything with the hotel. She did everything. The rooms were run down and shoddy. And she says the line, darn it, Sonny. Yeah,
there was only one room. There's a tourist center in the lobby. And it's like, this is like you're all in one building. And they call this the Royal Suite? Like, what?
Oh, here it is. She's a town librarian, information guide, chef, portrait painter, and more. So, at this point, because like I said, she said, darn Sonny, what have you done now? And because it's a good minute before they go out and see other ponies, I thought, like I said, okay, this is some step for smile stuff. This Sonny person is, clearly gonna, end up being a bad guy or whatever because maybe the color is gone and he's gonna suck them dry of their colors or suck Rainbow Dash dry of her colors and repaint the town or something. And
God, you're bringing cupcake levels of weirdness into this.
That was the implication of tone I got when
Sunny Skies was interesting because kind of going to the end here. I have to say I love the fact that he proposed to Petunia. That was really cute. But I love that there was all these sideways glances and him blushing. And when I saw that first blush, I'm like, okay, he's not a weird dude.
So, because at worst, he's because, like I said, there's no antagonist. You could almost argue for the first 15 minutes it's him, but at worst he's a con man. But at the same time, he's just trying to save his town, and that's what I'm getting at. The main six are walking through town, and the people there are shunning them because they have color. And I was almost expecting one of them to be like, "Man, is this what Sakura like when she went to Ponyville for the first time?" Because those are the vibes I was getting. So they're like, ugh, look at these colored folk.
Anyway, stop doing Assassin's Creed Liberation. Fuck.
Oh,
by the way, I just got through that game because I got AC3 remastered.
Pretty good, right?
And my God, you can definitely tell it's a PS Vita game.
Yeah. What's weird? I swear to God, I feel like the PSP had better graphics than the Vita. I don't know why. Anyway, so you have notes, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so from the point where they see the fake butterflies, they see the pony who's also the fish, and when they meet Sunny Skies, I'm going to be honest with you. Everything from that point to where they try to bring the color back with magic and a machine, I'm completely blanking on.
Basically, the main six decide to split up. And they each have their own little things to try because
I tried very hard.
They get the exposition.
Okay, I tried very hard. To care about the special.
I know it's definitely. It felt like it was dragging in a couple places.
Oh wait, TV Tropes has it right here. Twilight's like, oh, I can't fix stuff with magic. Rarity Dash is like, oh, look at these kids, which are named Pickle and Barley.
And they're Rainbow Dash fans.
Because we've never seen that before. Rarity meets Kerfuffle, who
mimics other individual styles. And Rarity's like, you have a good eye for detail. You can do this shit yourself.
She's like, dude, why are you writing all these fan fictions? You could just write your own book. And let's see. Applejack works with that gal Torque Wrench to fix the rainbow sign. And Pinky and I almost said Putterfly. Pinky and Fluttershy.
Fucking Flutters.
try to find a place to bake goods, but the only kitchen in town is closed. So they meet the Hoofingtons. By the way,
and
everyone.
I have to say, when they find out that the bakery is closed, Pinky does this, like, Fluttershy does a little thing with her hoof to kind of look in, and Pinky does the same. And they look in and they find out they can't do anything. And then Pinky does a frowny face underneath where they put their hooves. So it's like the two dots in the frowny face. I'm like, oh my gosh.
And by the way, everyone in this freaking town speaks with a Minnesotan accent.
Oh yeah, you know.
And here's my problem. It got old quick. Like,
it was because good with the Fargo reference in Princess Spike, but that was about it.
Because, and you think they would know this, but the Minnesotan accent is a joke. It's a meme that they do in cartoons and voice acting. But this whole town is Minnesota, and they're like, oh yeah, you got to take it seriously. Meanwhile, they're saying every cliche thing, like "don't you know" and all that other stuff. And I'm just like, are these joke characters, or like Sonny and Petunia? You could take seriously mostly, but everyone else, I don't know. I thought the accent wore out its welcome slightly.
Mm. So it didn't ruin the. Yeah, but they find the Hoofingtons, and they're scared or upset or something at their neighbor, because their neighbor is named Moody Root. And he's a jackass.
Root.
And he's a jackass.
What kind of name is that? Come on.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a bad name, I guess. But anyway. Yeah, so he's like, I'm old and grumpy. And the Hoofingtons are like, we're old but snotty, because I guess they moved from Manhattan or whatever. So.
And they were like, "But the city life was too much for us. We got to come down here."
The city life is too much.
And we're just going to enjoy
our last
moments of life in peace.
I love how from the very first episode where Rarity was like, I've always dreamed of living in Canterlot. Like, she grew out of it. But the show takes time to be like, hey, living in Canterlot sucks. Because the people suck. The royalty sucks, except for Luna and Celestia. It's hard for family businesses to get started there. And, oh yeah, did I mention the people suck? So, whatever.
Anyway, so they just, like, Pinky and Flutters literally just say, why don't you ask if you can borrow the fruit on his side of the tree? Because their fruit.
And they're like
getting like enough sunlight or something.
And they're like, oh, yowie wowie. I never even thought of that.
And literally, Fluttershy goes up. And I love how it's a role reversal here, because normally it would be Fluttershy saying, now watch this, because Pinky's about to do something. No, this time it was Pinky saying, watch this, Flutter's about to do something. And Flutters literally goes in. He's like, excuse me, sir. We're going to bake some pies, and we'll let you have some of their pies if you let us use some of your fruit. He's like, all right, sure, why not? And they start God, I keep forgetting the name. The Hoofingtons and Moody Root start talking again.
Yeah.
And all this time, there's little bits of magic that keep popping up, little bits of color that keep popping up. And Twilight this whole time has this box thing that apparently could make a Aurora Borealis color or something.
Yeah, no, that's at least that's what I thought it was. It was like a light show. It was like some recycled Pink Floyd special effects.
Mm-hmm. And she's trying to figure out what's going on. And their whole predicament, this really fucking pissed me off. Because the whole fucking reason that they think it's this damn, like, thing, it's this thing that sucked the color, that the reason it was broken, that was the reason that the town lost color, was because 2 pictures that were taken that last day were switched.
You know what? At the time, when I got to that part, I was so zoned out. I was like, okay, whatever. I didn't think about it. But hearing you put it in context like that, what the fuck? Are you kidding me? And here's the thing. It's not that it doesn't work, but it's too simple. You know? And look, this show, I've always given it points because it doesn't talk down to its target demographic. But, bro, homie, you literally couldn't come up with anyone with anything else. I almost would have preferred them having, like, I don't know, unicorn surveillance footage and then projecting holograms from a unicorn horn. But that is ridiculous. I don't want to say childish, because I feel like, well, of course it's childish. It's it's a My Little Pony, but you know what I mean. It's too simple.
The show's done better than this.
That's pretty bad, dude. Oof. That's an oopsie poopsie, dog.
Oopsie poops.
So
hey, it's like her. I'm breaking up with you. Me. Is it because I say "uh-oh, SpaghettiOs" every time something bad happens? Yeah, very slowly under his breath. Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs.
And dog, okay, I'm gonna be honest. I like the moral. Well, it's the moral you can infer, which I took it as, some big miraculous MacGuffin isn't going to magically fix all your problems. It can help inspire you to, but ultimately it's up to you to try to regain your lost color. It's up to you to, and it's hard, but you have to hold on to your hope. You have to work to achieve things. And I'm like, you know what? That's pretty good. They've done similar lessons, but not quite this one, because color can be a great symbolism device. And the color and the message that the color was meant to represent, I actually really, really liked. But how we got there was forgettable or dumb. And okay, color is slowly returning to the town. And I actually thought that was neat. I like that it returned slowly with plants and inanimate objects, and then the ponies separately as they each regained, their hope. Not their will to live necessarily, but they essentially, you could say, they gained their drive back. And Sunny has been working all day on a speech. And excuse me. And as the color's coming back, he's like, well, don't you know, you guys are right, are bloody well right. And Petunia is like, bro, sick speech. And he's like, dog, that wasn't my speech. She's like, what? And he's like, dude, how do I word this? He basically said, dude, you're like the only reason I didn't retire and or off myself. You want to get hitched? And she's like,
yeah, you're the whole reason I live. Will you marry me? And she's like,
it's basically
big goof.
It's like it's like, you ever heard that Beatles song, Your Blues?
I think so.
Okay, when this is over, go listen to that song and think about Sunny, and it makes so much sense, because the chorus is literally, if I ain't dead already, well, the lyric is, you know the reason why, implying, because it says, girl, you know the reason why, implying that the girl is the reason why he's not dead yet, because it's about suicidal depression. Yeah, a Beatles song, but they did a lot. They just got back from India and they were doing so many drugs. My point is that song was essentially his speech, but for kids. And
You
I
know
thought
what?
this was legitimate.
I'll at least say this. When you were talking about Beatles there and all that stuff, you know, it reminds me of the something something dark side from Family Guy. And literally, that was the best scene of the whole movie. You're not even thinking about going into an asteroid field. Well, it's better than going into the strawberry fields. You know what I'm really into these days? One-legged chick. One-legged chicks. Hey, that'll be enough of that, Jim. Hey, how about Eileen? Ah, Ringo got it.
I think it's John, but still, I remember that joke. That was funny. But I will say, I thought this was legitimately beautiful and heartwarming, where after she accepts his proposal, the color returns to the two of them. And this episode really shined with the colors. The colors were really pretty. But like, I thought Toon Boom was so incredibly wasted with all this gray, but whatever. So then there's a song, and do you remember? And see, this was the brick joke that I started at the beginning. Remember how I opened up with saying, with talking about Disney?
Uh-huh.
This song they sing is so Disney, and I don't mean movie Disney. This is like Disney they use for the parades in the park. This is Paint the Night. This is World of Color. This is a Disneyland parade song. The instrumentation, the vocals, the theme, the way it's all structured, the whole deal. Now it's fine, and to some degree, all kids things rip off Disney to a degree. But dog, this was so copy paste like 2014 Disney park soundtrack. And
so
don't get me wrong, it was good. It was good, but I'm just like, Daniel, what happened to you, man? You were one of the most critically acclaimed children's. Never mind that. You were one of the most critically acclaimed composers of our time. You were the kid's equivalent of Nobu Yamatsu. Wait, how do you say that dude's? Say what you were gonna say. What was that dude's name?
Here's what's funny. You were talking about World of Color. For the Disney park, right?
Nobu Yamatsu. Yes, I was.
The song is literally called "Living in Color."
You're kidding. You're kidding.
No, it's literally called "Living in Color." So it's so paint by the numbers bad.
Paint. And here's the thing.
$1,000 in MS Paint for this song.
And dude, I don't know how to say this, but like, the song didn't feel like it was earned, because the subject is all about finding your color, and you could do this, you could do that. But the lyrics imply that there was a constant, consistent color metaphor throughout the show. But it was never really a metaphor, it was subtext. And they never made the connotation in the show even once about the colors being connected to, friendship or hope or love or whatever. So, I don't know. It just, like, I don't know. It felt like this big, giant emotional send-off for this, for the most part, not lackluster, but just this very slow, uneventful special. Like, it had more of a grandiose sound than the end of the first movie. And it's this big, whimsical, they're hugging each other by and they're going over the rainbow. And I'm thinking to myself, was this the first thing they animated? Because this doesn't match up with anything with the rest of the set, the episode. And when you said the song was Living in Color, this was the first thing I thought of. Wait for it. Here it is.
Yeah.
Or that old show that was on in the 80s. So this episode was there. This episode was so there, it didn't feel like a special. Maybe that's why I keep calling it episode, because it didn't feel like a special. It didn't feel, except for using Toon Boom and a couple nice color particle effects, there wasn't anything special about it.
It just felt like a subpar episode.
And look, here's the thing. I love the idea of when shows have that extra time to slow down, write out dialogue, and develop shit. But they didn't. They developed Sunny and Petunia a bit, and Rainbow Dash's relationship with the kids was nice, but none of it carried, to me, none of it was, it didn't carry any weight with me, you know what I mean? Because, like, it just felt a little by the numbers. I don't know. You know what I'm thinking? Someone probably watched this and that didn't like it, and they're just like, man, I sure am glad the show's ending. No, this is the exception, not the rule.
Yeah.
Anyway, what would you give it?
Oh, gosh. You know, after talking about this...
What's average for us? What's average? For some people, average...
7.
Yeah. For some people, maybe it's 5, but for me, average is 7. So...
I would actually give this a 6. This is...
You were a lot nicer than me. You were a lot meaner than me. I was gonna give it like a 7. But you know what? This isn't at par, especially because they had more time. So you know what? I'm gonna bring it down to a. I don't know if I could call it a full 6, but you know what? Screw it. It's a 6. Yeah, it's a 6. I was gonna say 6.5 because as a fair man, I'm trying to be, you know, fair. But I feel like I am being fair because it's not even that high. I have a bar of expectations for stuff, and this simply just didn't meet it. And trust me, I'm not like Mysterious Mr. Enter where he thinks like Courage the Cowardly Dog's the epitome of Western animation, and nothing can compare. But like, I have an expectation for the show, and this did not reach it.
And
so
sorry. The whole thing, the way I see it, maybe this will kind of give it a little bit more perspective. The way I see it, and the reason I felt like this was not all that great of a special, was the fact that I could see they were trying so hard.
I know where you're going.
They were trying so hard, but it still fell flat on its face. They were trying too hard.
Yeah, everyone, like all the voice actors, and I wasn't going to say this because I thought it would be nitpicky, maybe more subjective than usual, but I'm just going to say it. Everybody felt a little too comfortable in the voice acting. I mean, look, Tara Strong hasn't put any real effort into voice acting since like 2012. Maybe it's because she's just had so much stuff, but she's just reading lines at this point. But the rest of the main 6, for the most part, they still keep their legitimate enthusiasm with all their stuff. But you know what? Ashley Ball's in more and more shows these days, so it's starting to show a bit. Tabitha St. Germain is always exuberant and lifeful, but even here, it just felt like nothing great. And Andrea Libman, I feel like all the years of doing Pinkie Pie's voices wore on her throat a little bit, especially because, you know, it's been 10 years. But, like... I don't know. The voice acting didn't stand out. The animation equipment was wasted. The colors were pretty, but do you know how reaching it sounds when like the only consistent thing I can say is that the colors were nice?
Mm-hmm.
When color showed up. So yeah, this is below average, everybody. I cannot say it was -5 stars. That is still Three's a Crowd and that garbage go-kart episode. I will say that till the end of time. Well, till the end of the show.
I'll say this: we will be bringing A Friend Indeed and Princess and Spike is Your Service to that level when we get to them. Just saying.
There's no way they're worse than them. Let me rephrase. There's no way Spike at Your Service is worse than them. Maybe Ne'er-Do-Well. But I would have to rewatch them. I don't want to, but I would have to rewatch them. Because everything else, I feel like my opinion has stayed the same from when I first watched stuff years ago. But whatever. I've ranted my rants and spoken my spokes. So
yeah.
So to
By the
clarify,
way, do we have any synopsis for episode 14?
that's what I was going to ask you next. Did we still want to do that thing where we have a whole separate video talking about the other synopsises?
Probably.
Because the whatchamacallit, the synopsises for the next couple episodes are out. When does the show come back?
It doesn't say, but episode 14.
Oh, okay, I see it. Oh, apparently, episode 14 is already out, but it was supposed to air August 3rd. Only August 3rd? That's only a month.
Yeah, and it says that's a laugh. When
The last laugh.
Okay. For some reason, Equestria Daily says that's a laugh. When Pinkie Pie seeks help from her old friend, the super silly cheese sandwich, in finding her life's purpose, she discovers the unimaginable has happened. Oh boy!
Wait. In finding her life's purpose, the unimaginable has happened. What the? You know what? I might just watch that right now. Do we want to wait? Do we want to wait though till the show's officially back to review it?
Absolutely.
Okay. So we'll still take the time to. We'll still. Do you still want to do that separate episode because they have synopsises for episodes 14 through 18?
Yeah. I think we'll probably do that in the next week or two, and do that because those are always so much fun. Just got to talk about those.
Oh, apparently the Equestria Girls special's already out.
Which one? Oh yeah, they're
Sunset Backstage Pass.
They're at like a camp thing again, I think, because they're again. It's that friendship posting page. There is a picture of Rainbow Dash with an oar with Rainbow Dash's cutie mark on it that literally smacks Sunset Shimmer's ass on accident.
Wait, what did you say?
There is a picture of an oar with Rainbow Dash's cutie mark that Rainbow Dash herself is holding. It moves up and accidentally smacks Sunset Shimmer's ass.
Okay. Fine. Roll with it. We will roll with it. So apparently this thing is supposed to come out the 27th of July. So if anything, we'll at least be back with that before the next episode.
So, well, that's it. Without further ado, that's it from me, John.
And me, Snakeskin.
And we'll talk to you guys in the next couple of weeks. Peace out, Dragon.
Adios.